Hey, what's up guys, this is Shukesh once again, and today I have for you a very interesting comparison. All these smartphones here are under 10,000 rupees and I just want to compare the benchmark scores of these smartphones and talk about the actual capabilities of these smartphones in terms of gaming for multitasking, that is the overall performance. Now the device on my left is actually the LeEco Le1 which is priced at 9,999 and sports a 5.5 inches Full HD IPS panel. The next smartphone is Redmi 3S Prime, which is by far one of the best devices under 10,000. It's actually 9,000 rupees and sports a 5 inches 720p display. This is the Lenovo K6 Power, which is just launched and sports a 5 inches Full HD resolution display, and the price is 9,999 rupees. This one is Moto G4 Play with 5 inches 720p display and is priced at 8,999, that is 9,000 rupees. Last but not the least, we have also the Redmi Note 3, which is basically the 2GB RAM variant and priced at 10,000 rupees. It has a 5.5 inches Full HD display and this smartphone here is the most powerful one hands down. It has got Snapdragon 650 chipset, but as I just mentioned, you have 2GB RAM on this 10,000 rupees model, so the multitasking is not that good. I will talk more about this later. Let me first show you the specs. No need to mention, if you can spend just 2,000 rupees more, you can get a Redmi Note 3 with 3GB RAM and 32GB storage. Now you can pause here and compare the specs. Redmi Note 3 is hexa-core, Moto G4 Play is quad-core and other three are octa-core, but you have got MediaTek processor on the LeEco device and I feel that heat management of this smartphone is worse than other devices. The Motorola smartphone also sports 2GB RAM and 16GB storage, just like the Xiaomi device I have on my right. The other three phones boast of 3GB RAM and 32GB storage. Now it's time to show you the benchmarks and I will start with 3D Mark Gamers benchmark. Now you can get an idea about the performance of these smartphones just looking at this Gamers benchmark score. Of course, the Redmi Note 3 scores higher. In fact, it's much higher, more than double than the next one, which is basically the LeEco Le1. The Lenovo K6 Power is in the third position, very close to the Redmi 3S Prime. The Motorola smartphone is not even in the same league. It's very poor in terms of gaming performance. Let me show you the breakup of Ice Storm Unlimited. So if you are into gaming, Redmi Note 3 should be your choice. You have a Full HD screen and 5.5 inches display, but as I mentioned before, the RAM is 2GB, so the free RAM is in the range of 600 or 700 MB. So if you are playing a game and pause it to switch to another application like the browser or another game, then there is a good chance that the initial game will restart and your gaming progress will be deleted. So this is something you should be aware of. I feel that Moto G4 Play has got better multitasking capability, but I should mention here I didn't face any kind of issues with the RAM while playing games. 2GB RAM is enough for most of the hardcore games. This is the Geekbench 4 score, and interestingly the K6 Power and the 3S Prime have got mediocre multi-core score compared to the LeEco Le1 and the Xiaomi Redmi Note 3. As usual, the Motorola smartphone is far behind in this competition, and it's worth noticing the multi-core score of the LeEco smartphone is highest here. I've been using this smartphone for a couple of months and I'm totally surprised with the performance. Though I should mention here, I faced some software issues with this phone, like Wi-Fi doesn't get turned on sometimes and there are some lagging issues now and then. The Lenovo K6 Power is performing quite well so far. I have this phone for just 3 days and all the games I tried have no issues at all. Redmi 3S Prime shares the same CPU, GPU, RAM as the K6 Power but with lower resolution, so the performance of this phone is also excellent. No issues in gaming. Now I'm sorry to say that Antutu benchmark is not working on this phone for some reason. Let me just mention the score, which is actually around 43,000. So as usual, Note 3 is the winner, followed by the 1 then Lenovo K6 Power, Redmi 3S Prime and Moto G4 Play is at the last as expected. Especially the 3D score is really very poor, which is vital in gaming. You can pause here and compare the benchmarks if you want. So we are at the end of this very interesting comparison, and beyond doubt Xiaomi Redmi Note 3 is the best phone for gaming, but the multitasking is not that great. You also have the LeEco, which also performed quite well, but there are some heating issues sometimes and the software issues bothers me a lot. The Redmi 3S Prime is a great device for 9,000 rupees, but when you have the Lenovo K6 Power for 10,000 rupees and Full HD resolution, you might want to consider the Lenovo smartphone. But again, I have this phone for a few days, so I suggest you to watch the Redmi 3S Prime versus K6 Power review, which I will upload within few days. Check the description below for the link. So beyond doubt, Redmi Note 3 is the best phone for gaming under 10,000 rupees. But in terms of camera, I think the Motorola smartphone is actually quite good. I will upload a camera comparison very soon. This smartphone don't have any magnetometer, so you cannot play VR games as well. Now on the benchmarks, though this phone performs quite poor in day-to-day life uses, this is actually a very reliable phone. The Android 7 Nougat update is also on the way. Lenovo K6 Power is quite promising. For the price of 10,000 rupees, this phone can replace the Redmi 3S Prime, but there are a few things I really like on this phone, which I will talk about later on my next upload. Last but not the least, we have the LeEco Le1S Eco, which is I think the best looking phone for 10,000 rupees. It doesn't look like other Chinese devices, so if you want a stylish smartphone, you can obviously go for this. Check the description below for the buying links of all these smartphones. Well, we are at the end of this review. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope that you have found it very useful. If you want to see more comparisons like this, you can comment below and let me know. This is Shukesh Panik signing off. Have a nice day.